All right. Sold MDB. I've been out of it for, I don't know, I've been pretty much retired from the small engine stuff for about 2 years, I want to say, something like that. Like right before COVID hit, you know? But anyway, uh, I got contacted by Brad and a couple of other guys, and they want me to uh, put an engine together for the National Engine Challenge, and they said it's going to be in April, right? So I was like, well, I don't really have any engines. I sold most of my stuff to you know who. Most people know already who I sold a lot of my stuff to. So I don't have anything left. Well, only thing I got left is this big bike right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. But that engine is way too big. Carb too big. You see it's on flat. Just been sitting there, you know. Hopefully y'all can see it. Let me zoom out a little bit. Just been sitting. I pretty much sold everything else, you know. So I figured. He said, "Well, do I have any like friends or customers, engines or whatever?" I said, "Yeah, you know what? I have a local friend, my buddy Dex. He got me doing like 4 or 5 engines for him. You know, I got a little gasoline engine, a regular stroker engine, and a couple of billet engines, right? Small block. So I was like, okay, well, uh, is that okay, right? He was like, yeah, sure, you can bring it or whatever, we can run it or whatever. But I said, well, I don't know if it meet the rules because this engine is like a little bigger. These are like 360 cc's, you know. So he says, well, it don't matter. I don't know if it's open class. It don't really matter on the size or whatever. So I talked to my buddy Dex, and he said, man, that's cool, you know. So we planning on flying out there to Virginia. I think it's April 15th. I want to say. I'm not really for sure, you know. But anyway, this is some of his stuff right here, right? I don't know if y'all can see it. That's the little gasoline engine over there. You know, just put that one together. This is a little stroker motor right here. Needs like a little machine work done, and that would be together in maybe like a week or two. And that should be together in about a month right there, you know. So my buddy Dex, he's back there in the back messing with his stuff. I done sold my bikes. Basically all of my stuff is gone or whatever. But we still looking for a carb for that engine right there. You know, so I've been trying to contact a few people to see if they have a carb large enough for it, you know. Because I want to make sure it make it by the engine challenge. And I also want to maybe even call out a couple of guys, you know. I've already been in the competition for years, but I wasn't in the last couple of competitions, you know. So I've been pretty much retired, you know. But I always hear a lot, you know, people still contact me and say, hey man, you know, this other guy, he's building some crazy stuff or whatever. And they send me pictures of the stuff or whatever, and this guy's building this crazy stuff and that crazy stuff. But when I look at the stuff, you know, I don't want like to say anything because they always try to say, oh, MDB, he's just hating on this other guy. But anybody know deep down in their heart, when they look at something, you can look at an engine like this, right? And you look at it instantly, the first thing you think is, man, that looked like something MDB had built, right? They look at somebody else engine. They can be living in Nebraska. It doesn't even matter, right? They can look at it and says, man, that looked like something MDB built, right? Because a lot of the stuff look like pretty much copycats of stuff I done built for many, many years in the past already, right? And it's not like, well, where did they get these ideas from? You know, that I've already did this stuff, you know, but I got pretty much bored with it really, so I just work pretty much every day.
146, right?
Yeah.
No, that ain't it.
No. It's gonna be 3 1/4.
Yeah, where that piston at? This is the. It must be the one over at the shit.
3 1/4. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I've been told that, uh, who was that? The guy or whatever. The guy from Detroit. I can't remember his name, right? But they was like, oh, he's building a billet animal for a guy, and it's gonna make all this power. So what I always say is, okay, I never known this guy to build any high horsepower engine, right? I know him to buy a snowmobile engine. Yes, you know, okay, you buy a snowmobile engine from a junkyard, put it on the bike, now you're fast, okay, right? But have you built the same engine everybody else built and beat everybody with? I don't think so, right? Have I? Of course. You know, I'm 2-time champ. It's just how it is. You know, I've been doing this stuff even before the competition's been around. I already been building this stuff. Anybody follow me on my old page, which I can never kind of get on anymore, you know, it's been locked out. But anybody ever follow me before already know the stuff I've been building. Everybody try to contact me, send me friend requests. Listen, I'm not building nothing for nobody, man. I'm still retired. But I just want to go meet the guys, have some fun, make some horsepower. That's like guy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fun, you know? And so I always want these other guys to get involved, you know? Like even local dudes, you know, they always making, oh, we making all the power, you know? So they have like out here, we have Big Daddy Motorsports. He's supposed to be the fastest or making the most power or whatever, right? Okay, get your baddest engine, send it or either bring it, right? And then we have F&B. I don't even want to call them what I call them normally, right? But we have F&B, right? They can always send the engine or come down there and bring an engine too. You know, it's open to everybody, you know? Y'all claim to be this big bad person, but when the actual real competition starts, you never get involved, right? The guy from Detroit, I can't think of his name. Like they telling me he built some billet animal. Hey, tell the guy you want to use it for the competition, right? And if you can't use that engine you built for the guy, you build something else. That's a small block. Whatever it is you got yourself or you built for somebody, bring it into the competition, right? And like I was talking with Brad said he built an engine for a guy in Florida and he planning on running that on the competition or whatever to see how much power it make. Hey, that's fine with me. You know, I don't care. That's cool. You know, as long as it's something you built, right? So hopefully I get to see like Johnny Berry, maybe Barry Young. I don't know if Dustin's going to be there. Brad's going to be there, his wife and stuff. So, and Billy should be there, you know. And whoever else, maybe vendors or whoever else is going to be there, it should be really cool, you know. So I look forward to meeting these guys. And I always wanted this other guy, I can't think of his name, but he always had like the highest horsepower numbers. I can't even remember these guys anymore, man. I used to be into it. I can be right at the top of my head and just say, this guy, right? But now I can't think of none of these guys' names anymore, you know? So what is this guy's name, right? But I'm sure somebody gonna look at the video. Somebody's gonna look at the video and they're gonna tell me, oh, you talking about whatever this guy is, right? He built the engine for a certain guy and the engine supposed to make 37, 38 horsepower, another engine making 42 horsepower and all this stuff or whatever, and then the engine don't perform. Instead of them going back and complaining to this man, they contact me and be like, hey, Charles, you know, can we make some more power, man? I'm trying to, well, how much you done spent with this guy? Oh, I just spent $2,500, $3,500, $4,000 with this guy. Why don't you go back to this man and complain, right? He told you, oh, man, yeah, this is 38 horsepower. That's all you gonna need. You should beat everybody, right? You go out there, you get your ass whooped bad. And you don't just lose, you lose money too, right? You betting serious money on these races, right? You get out there, you get embarrassed, you lose money, you lose street cred, right? You don't even go back and tell the guy, hey man, I got my ass whooped by this way smaller engine, right? No, you don't even tell nobody that, right? You tell me, right? But why are you telling me? Go and get your money back. You know what I'm saying? This guy is telling you about street racing, mini bikes, and he never been on a street racing a mini bike before, right? Ever, right? So who got more experience on something like that? Me. But I don't build shit. If that's the case, I say I recommend you going over to the guy in Detroit, right? And that's just being honest. I'm trying to get, if this guy needs some business and he out there really making some power, which I don't know because he ain't never been in a competition, right? But if he out there really making some power, hey, I can shoot anybody, hit me up, right on over to you, right? John Fear. God damn it, that's his name. John Fear. Oh, shit. Now I can't think, what is that other guy name? Jimmy Rivers. God damn, Jimmy Rivers. Yeah. These guys are always out there claiming all these crazy horsepower numbers, but they never get involved, so they can't never compare. Like, okay, man, you saying this engine made 40 horsepower on your dyno, but on Brad's dyno, it only made 25 horsepower. You know, so, okay, well, what we gonna do about this, right? You telling these guys these silly numbers, and then they're going right back and betting serious. This ain't kart racing, man. This is horsepower racing. You know, straight out, real horse. And you in the horsepower game longer than anybody, because you out there with 30 to 50 horsepower small blocks. You know, I'm like, man, you sure that's making that much power? Oh yeah, it's a billet block and it's a billet head that equals 50 horsepower. Yeah. Nah, man, come on. It still got what? 2.8 piston in this block. Come on, man. You know, 2.8 piston, regular 2.4 stroker crank. It cannot make this power, right? So, man, you know, I tell these dudes, before you spend all that money, I don't know how y'all can spend blind money like that. You do some research, man. The guy cannot tell you a head flows 150 or 200 CFM and it only got 3228 valves in it. You know, you can't do stuff like that. I'm like, man, this thing got a 28 port on here, right? 28 port? Yeah, 28 port. You're not finna get 170 CFM out no 28 millimeter port, man. It's just being honest with you, man. I'm not hating on nobody. You know, I'm just an honest guy. It's just how it is, right? But anyway, I done did enough blabbing. So anyway, I'll be out there. Anybody hit me up, send a message or whatever. I'm not accepting no friend requests on Facebook. I'm not billing nothing for nobody. So that's just how it is.
We got a place for third, because I'm taking first and second.
He said he took him first and second, right?
Yeah, I got a place for third. I might let you get a third, but I got a third place engine too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hey, that's what he say. You know, he's real confident about that. So me and him both plan on flying out there and having a little fun with the boys, you know. So that's cool, whatever, you know. All right, well, it was nice chatting with y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, you know.